Hello students, I hope you have already watched the first chapter. Now let us begin with second chapter of history, the Age of Industrialization. When the political revolutions were changing the political scenario in Europe and America during the second half of 18th century, economic transformations were taking place in England. It was a period when changes in the manufacturing process, agriculture, transportation, and technology had taken place, and it had a profound effect on the social and cultural life. These changes were first witnessed in England and then it spread throughout Western Europe, North America, Japan, and eventually in the entire world. Indeed, England was able to fight successfully with her enemies in Europe, mainly due to her economic stability and the changes in the condition of the English industries and the methods used by them to earn their livelihood and to earn wealth. The industrialization of Europe, like the French Revolution, left a permanent mark on society because life as it was described in the 18th century changed drastically. Classes shifted, wealth increased, and nations began assuming national identities. These economic transformations were termed as the Industrial Revolution. The term Industrial Revolution was popularized by the British economic thinker Arnold Toynbee in order to describe England's economic developments from 1750 to 1850. Economic developments had taken place in England from 1750 to 1850 due to the inventions which, when applied to the industries, had changed the methods of production. This change in turn had revolutionized the social, political and economic life of the people in the world. Industrial revolution is usually defined as the fundamental changes in the means of production, distribution and exchange of the commodities, which was a result of a series of inventions and discoveries. It was not a radical change like the political revolutions, where the results were immediately evident. Indeed, it was a continuous process of developing the manufacturing process and industries. It was for this reason the Industrial Revolution had taken place in the two stages, namely, the first phase had taken place from 1750 to 1850 and the second phase began from 1850 and still is in progress. Before Industrial Revolution, a domestic system of production had existed, wherein the goods were produced on a small scale with the help of hand-operated machines according to the needs of the people in the local market. In this system of production, human labor was the most important component. But the Industrial Revolution had completely changed this system, mainly because human energy was replaced with a new and a more powerful motive force in the form of steam energy. Those steam engines had existed in the early 18th century, but they were not economical and were poorly structured, and so they could not be put to commercial use. It was the modification of Thomas Newcomen's engine by James Watt which had inaugurated the new age called the Age of Steam. This revolutionized the manufacturing methods, developed the factory system, inaugurated a new era in the means of transport and communication, and increased the industrial output in an economy which was primarily an agricultural oriented. England is referred to as the mother of the Industrial Revolution, since it began in England due to the certain favorable conditions and had given England an edge over other countries.